to Haunt of the Collector with me, Jace. And yeah, did you like the intro? Did you like the intro? I thought it'd be a little bit better than just wandering around my collection with the camera. I just thought I'd go. I went for a bit of an Evil Dead. Did you get that? Did it come across? An Evil Dead type thing. Because I couldn't use the... I had to make that sound myself. I had to keep layering it to get that sound on, you see. Because I'm not allowed to use the Evil Dead actual sound because of copyright. So I had to do that. So it took me a little while to do that, but I liked the way it came out. So anyway, bit of a long time coming, this topic. I've not done it. I've been asked a few times to do it. And yeah, I don't know what it was. Something sparked it in my head the other day and I was going over it. I don't know if I was chatting to someone on one of the live streams or what it was, or maybe it was all the stuff turning up in my collection all at once. So yeah, and I know some of you might be sat there thinking, really, Jace, you're going to talk about how to do a display? I'm going to talk about it, yeah, but I'm not going to advise. I'm not going to advise. I mean, look, I can't advise, can I? Because I'm one of those people that my collection's not driven by scales, manufacturers, not even necessarily themes. Yeah, okay, predominantly I'm Lord of the Rings, but, you know, I've got Terminator, I've got Alien coming, I've got Predator. So, and I've got a much easier going approach to displaying. Now, let me just start off by saying, because I might go off on a rant, and I'm hoping I can get my point across in this. So what I'm probably going to do is what I do with most of my videos. I'm going to sit here talking for 45 minutes. Then I'm going to go away and I'm going to edit this with the hope that I can put it into some discernible order where it actually gets my point across. So yeah, let's just see. But I want to make it perfectly clear from the start that some people's displays are, to me, I think, works of art in themselves. They are exemplary. They've been incredible. And obviously, I seriously admire them. But the thing is, when you're talking about displays and when you're, certainly if you're going to give advice on it, and the advice I'm going to give, which we'll get to shortly, I promise, you'll have to keep watching. Don't skip because you'll miss. There's so many factors to take into consideration when it comes to displays. Now, for example, I'm thinking of, right, okay, Lord of the Rings displays, N2 Darkness jumps straight into my head because he's got an exemplary display. Probably as good a Lord of the Rings display as I have ever seen, as you could probably do. Now, you could look, I mean, I live in an old cottage, so you'd think it's not too difficult for me to make this look very Hobbit-holy. It's not, isn't it? But with it comes its own issues. Now, part of the criteria here, I suppose, is the fact that N2 Darkness is a very, very talented person at making props, and he's made a lot of that stuff himself. So there's that to take into consideration. People's creativity, the skill that people have in creating displays. I mean, it's not that I can't do it, it's more that I can't be asked to do it with me, you see. So there's that straight away. The other thing to take into consideration is the amount of space. We've all got different space. We've all got different shaped rooms. Budget. I mean, some of these incredible displays I've seen, phenomenal. And a couple of these, I know the people who've got them, and I know for a fact because they've told me in private messages that they spent over $30,000 just doing their display. Not many of us have got that money. I certainly haven't got that money to spend doing the display. And I'm restricted the same way as a lot of you are by other factors. So there's budget, there's the pieces that you've got. Not to mention there's your own personal aesthetic to what you find pleasing and what you don't find pleasing. Now, I welcome people giving me advice and what to display and how to display, because a lot of you've seen what I've got in my collection, you've seen the layout of my room, and I certainly have no issue with people that give advice. What I'm sort of trying to get across somehow is that I think if you were out there asking me about displaying and how to do displays, the thing is, first of all, I'd word caution. I'd word caution, as there is with so many things in collecting. You see, I can feel a rant coming on. Because people make out collecting's complicated. Now, let me go on record to saying there's nothing complicated in collecting. There's nothing complicated in doing your displays. If you think, or if you're someone who finds collecting complicated, I'm sorry, but are you still bewildered by fire? This is the easiest thing to do. It's basically online shopping. That's all it is. I mean, there's nothing. I did this because I started doing the YouTube channel because the collecting thing just wasn't a challenge. There was nothing. It was just buy stuff, put it on a shelf. And that is it. And people who say, and I've seen videos on this, displaying is stressful. Oh my God. Okay, right. First of all, that is bollocks. Honestly, there is nothing stressful about displaying. You've got a finite amount of space and you've got X number of statues. Do they all fit on that shelf? No. Right, okay, well, put the ones on that can. You're going to have to find somewhere to put the other one, or you're going to have to sell it. That's what I'm doing. I've got so much stuff coming in this year, I haven't got room for it all, so I've got pieces up for sale. The only way I can see stress coming into this hobby is if you get yourself into financial difficulties because of the amount of money that you've spent. And that I agree with. But again, that isn't a difficult problem to solve because you cancel your pre-order straight away. I'm not going to get into this now, the fun, but cancel your pre-orders. You're going to have things you can sell to get yourself out of the shit. But yeah, we're not doing that. We're doing displays. I'm just getting this. I'm baffled why people try to make this hobby complicated, and there's nothing complicated to it. So first of all, don't think it's not. It isn't complicated. I would say my take on this would be take influence, take inspiration from people's collections and how they do it. Take screenshots, see what you can do. You know how much room you've got. And you know what you can and can't build yourself or adjust or move, or you know what you've got coming in, you know what pieces you've got, you know how you're going to like it looking. I've had people say to me, and I'm not having a go here, I really appreciate it, Jace, you know, you ought to put that there and put that here and all these things like that. Now, the reason I'm not doing that is because I like my stuff where I've got it. I know it might look a mess to others. To me, it doesn't. I like it where it is. That's it, and it's my collection. So, and it's staying the way it is. You know, me personally, I don't like hot toy collections. Not all of them, but most of the hot toy collections I see, to me, look a mess. Because it's just shelves rammed full of as many figures as they can get on there, and it's just clutter. And it's the same when I see loads of statues rammed on a shelf. Because there's so much to look at, you don't look at any one thing properly, and you lose it, and it looks a mess. And I don't like that kind of thing, but that's me personally. I saw, talking of people doing extremes, I saw one guy with a hot toy collection, which is the best single one I have ever seen display, incidentally, and it was Anakin Skywalker out of episode 3, where he's going into the Jedi Temple, and this guy had bought, I think, like 30 clone troopers, and he got them set up in formation behind him. But I mean, that's going, like, seriously going the extra mile. I mean, who buys 30 of the exact same hot toy? But this guy did, just to do this incredible display. And it did, and it was an incredible display. And that's what I'm saying. It's people who are prepared to go the extra mile to make these displays. The most beautiful things I have seen are people who have these incredible custom-made plinths, which have the big LED light on them, the statue on it, and then they've got the full beautiful clean glass or perspex covers. That to me is the most artistic way to display a statue. Anything other than that is lesser to me, to my mind. I can't do that. I haven't got the room to do it. I haven't got the finances to pay to have all that work done and custom work done. Because I can't do it myself, so I'd have to pay someone to come in here and do it. And it will cost an absolute fortune because my floors are uneven, my walls are uneven, and it would look crap in a cottage. I've got beam ceilings and things like that. It would look crap. So that will never work for me, but I can admire it. It might work for you. So, God, I hope I'm getting a point over here. So the thing is, for me, when it comes to displays, you know what you want, and you know what you can do, and you know what you can afford. And I would suggest Look at how other people do theirs. People are always showing photographs off of their displays. They're always doing it. Look for people who've got similar pieces to you and how they've done it. And take inspiration from that and have a go yourself. That's the best thing about it. This is part of the fun for me, is moving your collection around. Even when you're clumsy like me and I break a piece. I've only got to slide a piece across the table and I break it. Yeah, and have a go. It was like I was doing something upstairs. I've not done it now because I've actually had a pedestal bought, but made. But I was looking at, I thought with one piece I thought I'll just put it on the, because I put the art box back inside the shipping box, I'll just display it on the shipping box. But I didn't want to just because it looked crap just sat on the shipping box. So what I did, I went on Amazon and I bought a Lord of the Rings bed cover. Seriously, it was like 12 quid, it was nothing. And I thought I can cut that to size and drape it over and it'd look really, really good. And I've still got the bedsheet. I didn't do that, but it's still there in my head to do it. So there's very, very simple things and very, very cheap things that you can do. I've bought some little LED spots for my units down there on the floor. They were like £3 each, and they're movable, and they take 3 AA batteries, and the batteries seem to last a decent amount of time. So there are options. There's many things, and I think part of the fun is finding out yourself and doing it yourself. And certainly, like I say, a lot of the time I look at people's displays and I really admire them and I think they look absolutely fantastic. And I'm sure people look at mine and think, oh, it's a bit of a mess. But you know, you might want to put all yours on the floor around the telly. And if that makes you happy, I mean, it'll look shit, but if that makes you happy, that's fine because it's your collection. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. That's the thing. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It only matters what you think. Part of the enjoyment of doing this is the challenge of getting your displays right. And I mean, I never know what I'm going to do. I never know what I'm going to do until the bloody piece arrives, and then I'm like, right, okay. I mean, you saw in my unbox, well, you may have seen on my unbox of the Predator, when I put the base on the floor, I was like, oh, brilliant, it fits here, because I wasn't, up until that point, 100% sure that was going to work. So it's a bit chaotic, but it's easier for me, because I live alone, I've got all upstairs as well. I'm also having some work done in my kitchen, hopefully, if not this year, next year, and I've got a fireplace in there that I'm going to have opened up and made into a huge feature, so I'm going to have something in there as well, so, but that's something for the future. So, yeah, I've been talking for so long now, I can't remember what I have and have not said, but I kind of hope that I've not sort of, well, actually, bollocks, I don't care if I've stood on people's toes. I've given my honest opinion on this in regards to displays. And I think displays are and always and should be a totally personal thing. It's totally down for you. Sure, get inspiration off other people's displays. Doing this by making mistakes and not putting things necessarily in the right place. And you're going to learn and you're going to get better and better and better at it. Because only you know your restrictions, your available space, your budget, the pieces that you've got coming in, and I honestly think that's why I've not done this video. It's why I've not done this video before. It was simply because I've got a very, very laid back approach to displays, and I haven't. And whereas I totally respect really good displays, I haven't got a lot of time for people who preach about them. I just walk away from that conversation because I just think, well, you can say that because yours looks great, but you can't use that with mine because I have so many restrictions that you don't have. So anyway, I hope I can edit that. I never know how these are going to turn out, guys, but I hope I've kind of got my point across, and I hope at least some of you can understand where I'm coming from with that. You know, let me know, guys. As always, let me know in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Whether you agree or disagree with me, it doesn't matter. Let me know in the comments. Shove it there. If you've got recommendations to what you think I should do, again, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear it. And genuine advice is always a good thing. And I'm not saying not to do that. I'm just urging people on this particular thing when it comes to displays. Have a go yourself. Have a go yourself. Because to me, it's always part. I mean, I've had these things up downstairs all over the bloody place. I've moved around. From that intro, any of you sharp-eyed ones will have noticed I've altered things upstairs. I wonder if you noticed. I wonder if you noticed. Let me know if you did. Let me know if you did. Anyway, guys, that's it. I didn't rant too much. I thought I was going to. I was having a shower just before doing this. I've been in the gym all morning. And I was there, and I got it just flicking through my head quick, and I thought, oh, I'm going to rant, and I'm going to rant. But I didn't. I'm getting wound up again now, so I'm going to shut up and go. If you've enjoyed the video, guys, please, 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 it's just one click of the button. Click the like button for me, please. And it's the same if you've not already subscribed. I really would appreciate if you consider subscribing to the channel as well. Listen, guys, I'm going to shut up and leave you to the rest of your week. Have a great week. I'm back to work tomorrow. I've had a lovely 2.5 weeks off. It's been so great. I'll catch you next week. Until then, enjoy your weekend, take care of yourselves, and as always, cheers. Ta-ra.